Hi, it's still snowing, and I'm still reading Lord of the Rings. The chapter I just finished is called The White Rider, and that's kind of a fitting title because if you spend any time outside today, well, you will become a White Rider, alright? So, anyway, we're going to jump away from Merry and Pippin. The last chapter had them riding off to war against Isengard on the back of these giant tree creatures. And if you're curious to know what's going to happen with that, well, you're going to be waiting around for another few hundred pages because we are not going to cut back to their perspective again for quite a while. Instead, we're just going to stay on Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli, and eventually Gandalf, who, spoiler alert, is not dead. He came back from the dead and starts doing what all the ancient entities in Lord of the Rings always do, which is to just talk and talk and talk endlessly. Except in this chapter, I actually enjoy it. I'm going to try and articulate why I like his exposition as opposed to Treebeard's exposition from the last chapter. One is that Gandalf is better than Treebeard, okay? I'd much rather spend time with this character than with Treebeard. The other thing is that Gandalf does not go on for nearly as long as Treebeard does. Three is that it's plot relevant. It has a deep importance to the plot, and four is that it takes place in Moria, a lot of it, and I love Moria. Like, what can I say? And number five, the most important reason of all, is that Gandalf's exposition involves fighting a fucking Balrog. It's so awesome. He talks about how he went to, like, the darkest depths of the earth, fighting in Utumno, and then he chased the Balrog up the endless stair, which had been lost for centuries, up to the highest peak, and he smote his enemy's carcass upon the mountainside. This is what I like Lord of the Rings for, okay? This whole section, it doesn't feel like exposition because, like I've said before, Gandalf goes into detail in a way that makes it feel more like a flashback, where he's talking about characters' dialogue and describing the setting and all of these things, so I just really got swept away in it. And then he's just like, oh, by the way, I brought horses! And they're the best horses in the whole damn world, I guess. And he says, we're going to go to Rohan, we're going to talk to King Theoden, and we're going to tell him about his relationship with Isengard, which has kind of been like this, and how it's actually based on a sham because Saruman's been cheating with Sauron, so can you help us by going to war and destroying Saruman's army? Haha, thank you! So that's where we're going to be spending our time for the next couple hundred pages. There's no break in the momentum anymore. We're just going to stay with these characters all the way up to and beyond the fight in Helm's Deep. This is my favorite section in Two Towers. I am pretty eager to get back into it, and hopefully you're enjoying my continued updates as I read Lord of the Rings.